Hello, this is the Sheldon Heights Church of Christ History Project called the 90th Nine Voices. And I'm your moderator, Joseph Olalusi. And in this series, we'll talk to 9 different voices that'll ultimately bring us to date as to how Sheldon Heights and all its culture and all its impact have come to be in its 90th anniversary. Each episode will have its own theme and ultimately bring us to date on how the church came to be what it is today. Regardless of your religious background, regardless of your culture, we hope that this history project inspires you to realize that history is being made at this very moment and that you're a part of it. Without further ado, let's dive in.
I'm thinking a young man came about 20-something years old from Lucy, Tennessee. His name was Samuel Jordan, and Luke L stand for Luke. So he was mentored by Brother Kennedy for about 6-7 years. He sent him, and once he was mentored, he sent him to Seattle, Washington. And in Seattle, Washington, he was the preacher of a church there, the Holgate Church of Christ. And Brother Jordan was there probably 8 years, and because he got to Michigan Avenue in the early 50s, mentored by Brother Jordan for 8-9 years, sent to Seattle, Washington, where he preached for 8 years, came back to Chicago in 1968, and that was the first time I saw him.
Oh, well, Brother Jordan, he was one of my favorites too. And also Brother Gilbert. But Brother Jordan now, he was a working man too. Because now Brother Jordan, he was the kind of guy that he dealt with the young people a lot and the older people. He was the type that was able to work with anybody, you know. But he did a lot of cooking, and he would get down in the kitchen and cook when we would have affairs.
Brother Jordan was one of the ministers that Brother Kennedy trained. And of course, he sent him off to Seattle, Washington before we left Michigan Avenue. Brother Jordan was there working with congregation in Seattle, Washington, and the Brother Kennedy got sick. And about, I think it was 1967, I believe, or something like that, or 67. He asked Brother Jordan to come back home to help with the work there at Michigan Avenue. And then he made him his assistant. So when he passed, Brother Jordan became our full-time minister. When we moved to Sheldon Heights, Brother Jordan ordained two elders, and about, I think, 3 or 4 deacons at Sheldon Heights. At that time, I was not a deacon, but he asked me to become the financial secretary of the church. And I was considered as a staff member, but the financial secretary started working with the deacons and the elders, working with the finance of the church. So I worked in that area for a number of years, and then I was made as deacon. And I tried to use that work, and not only that, but working with the young people. I was a youth director for a number of years, working with the young people, working with the chorus, and the song leader for the church. So I had many roles that I was involved in. But I enjoyed it. My wife worked side by side with me, and we enjoyed working with the church. Visit the KJM senior home down the street from 119th and Halstead. That all came out of legacy that Brother Jordan had. You know, we did it in 2015. Brother Jordan had a vision back in 1980 something, and when we was having a youth program there in the basement of the church, where we had a lot of the older minister there, and the young people was asking them questions. One of the questions that was asked to Brother Jordan, what did you see the future for the Sheldon Heights Church? And We have that on video, on tape, that he said, you know, his vision for the church in the next 10 years or so, that we would develop a senior home and a youth center for our young people, activities in each room. One of the rooms that we used was room 9. We set up a haunted house, and we fixed that up so that, I mean, it was scary. The kids would come in there and they would have a fit coming in that room because we had some scary activities going on in that room. And of course, Brother Jordan was always, he loved to cook. So he always made pizza for all of our kids and everybody. He cooked those back there in the kitchen. He was a dynamic cook, and he enjoyed that so very much. So we had a great time. It was funny because just seeing the kids come in and how they would get so afraid and run out. Then they would go get somebody else. You got to come in this room. You got to come in this room.
Encouraged me, blessed me. You know, I mean, I just, what he put on my back and how he pushed me in ministry helped me to be who I am today. Because he wasn't easy on me. I said, look, Brother Jordan, I got too much to do already. So, you can handle some more.